In this demonstration you will learn how to bind the grid column property to move the navigation of our application to the other side. Let's switch to Visual Studio. Here in our project, let's open the code behind file of the customers view. In this file, you have defined here this event handler to move the navigation to the other side of the application. Now, instead of reading and writing here the attached grid column property, you could also bind that property in SAML to a column property that you define in the view model. So now let's do this. Let's cut here this logic and let's delete the rest from this method. In this method, let's use the customer's view model and let's call a move navigation method that does not exist yet. I press Ctrl to generate this method in the customer's view model. Now let's go to the Solution Explorer and let's open the customer's view model. Let's scroll down in this file and here you see the move navigation method. Now I just paste the logic that I cut from the code behind file. Here in this code, let's set a navigation column property and let's just grab that property again and let's check. If it is 0, then we use 2 and else we use 0. Now I press Ctrl to generate this navigation column property in the view model. So you see, with this method, you set it either to 2 or 0. Now, in addition, you need to raise the property changed event from the setter. So let's put the cursor on this property and let's press Ctrl to convert this to a full property. Now, in the setter of this property, let's call the raise property changed method to raise the property changed event. Now, in addition, let me scroll up and let's rename that field here to underscore navigation column. I press Ctrl to rename it. I scroll down again and I also cut the move navigation method from here and I move it to the bottom of this file as this is an internal method. Now you have actually defined this navigation column property and from the code behind file you call that move navigation method that sets that property accordingly. Now let's go to the Solution Explorer and let's open the customer's view SAML file. Here you see that grid that we move to the other side of the application. Now you even don't need that xName attribute anymore as you don't have to access it from the code behind file. Instead of doing this, let's set the attached grid column property and let's bind it to the view model that is in the data context. Let's bind it to the navigation column property of the view model. Now let's run the application and let's see if this works. Let's click on the Move button and you can see the navigation is now on the other side of the application. Let's click it again and it is now again on the left side. So everything works as expected. In the next clip, you will learn how to convert values in a data binding with an I-value converter.